What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we will be going over our third playoff series on this channel, and we will be covering the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Houston Rockets. So let's hop right into it. Entering the postseason, the Lakers are the 4th seed with a 53-29 record, and they are 7-3 in their last 10, whereas the Rockets are the 5th seed, one game behind the Lakers at 52-30, and they have won 9 of their last 10 games. And these two teams have matched up 3 times this season, with the Lakers winning the season series 2-1. But obviously, the series has dramatically shifted for the Lakers in the past couple weeks, with injuries to Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, which we'll cover in a little bit. Now, looking over some stats, Los Angeles has been one of the top offenses in the league this season, ranking 9th in offensive rating. However, the Lakers have not been a good rebounding or defensive team and will certainly need to step it up in this series, as Houston has been the top rebounding team all season, averaging over 48 rebounds per game. And the Rockets don't take a lot of threes, but they have been efficient in their opportunities. And it will be interesting to see how the Rockets operate on offense in the postseason. Will they take more threes? Will they continue to kind of live in the paint and in the mid range? And it'll be interesting to see how the Lakers match up defensively. Now, looking at some advanced stats, Los Angeles has been able to outscore most of their opponents this season, but now with injuries to Doncic and Reeves, that is probably likely not the case anymore, and they will have to be able to string consistent defensive stops together in order to compete in this series. The Lakers have also been the best in terms of getting to the free throw line, but again, without those two guys on the court, that is probably not likely the case anymore. And Houston continues to out rebound teams with their size and physicality, and they will certainly have the advantage down low and in the paint. The Rockets are not the best shooting team, but they do force opponents into a lot of contested shots and are able to stay in games with their defensive intensity and effort. Now, looking at the synergy play type percentiles, we can see that the Lakers have excelled in the pick and roll and isolation this season. However, without Luka and Reeves, it will be interesting to see how they operate on offense and what JJ Redick will draw up, with only LeBron being the main creator on offense. The Lakers have also been solid at defending spot ups and the pick and roll, and will need to continue to do so in this series. Houston has been very efficient in transition on offense, and they like to get out and run. And the Rockets have also been good at defending many actions, including the pick and roll, transition, and cuts on defense. Taking a look at lineups now, first up for the Lakers. Obviously, with injuries to Luka and Reeves, this projected starting lineup has not had a lot of time to play with one another. However, they have been efficient in a small sample size with a plus 13.3 net rating. However, that was not against the toughest opponents. The Lakers did have solid depth when they were at full strength, but now they will likely be relying on guys who are very unproven in the playoffs in terms of scoring production, and will likely turn to the likes of Luke Kennard, Jake LaRavia, Marcus Smart, and Rui Hachimura, all to produce above what they are used to. And now for the Rockets, their starting lineup has been pretty solid, even though they don't have a traditional point guard after Fred VanVleet got injured in the preseason. So their lineup of Amen, Josh Okogie, KD, Jabari Smith, and Alperen Sengun has a plus 7.9 net rating in 361 minutes together. And the Rockets have also been extremely efficient when Reed Sheppard joins the starting lineup for Jabari Smith. Sheppard offers that floor spacing shooter that Houston desperately needs, and with him in the lineup, they are a plus 36.5 net rating in 32 minutes together. Now, going over the Lakers' defensive assignments. On Amen Thompson, I think they will start with Jake LaRavia. With his size and athleticism, I think he has the opportunity to match up with him there. And I think Marcus Smart would also get a lot of looks on both Amen Thompson and Kevin Durant when he's in the game, as obviously one of the best defensive guards in the league. Josh Okogie, I think Luke Kennard and Dalton Knecht would probably match up on him a lot of the times, given that they are not the strongest defenders. And then for KD, I think Rui Hachimura starts on him, with Jared Vanderbilt likely to get a lot of looks, as well as Marcus Smart, like I mentioned. And then Jabari Smith, I think LeBron would probably take him just to give him more of a rest on defense, as he will have to carry the load on offense. And Alperen Sengun would be defended by DeAndre Ayton and Jackson Hayes, and they will need to step up massively defensively in order to give the Lakers a shot. And for the Rockets, First, for LeBron, I think definitely gets the starting assignment on him, just using his size, length, and athleticism, picking him up full court and pressuring him all the way. And I think Tari Eason definitely gets a ton of time on LeBron as well when he is in the game. And then for Luke Kennard, I think Josh Okogie gets a start on him, just being able to stay attached to him on screens, moving without the ball. He does a good job of staying attached there. And then Jake LaRavia, I think KD and Reed Shepard would take him most of the time on defense, as he tends to move around a lot less than someone like Luke Kennard and would probably save them a lot of energy on defense. And then for Rui Hachimura, I think Jabari Smith would stay on him to start, and Jayshawn Tate, if and when he gets in the game, would likely get the matchup. And then for Ayton, their starting and backup center in Şengün and Capella would have this matchup. Now looking at some X factors for both teams. First for the Lakers, I think Jake LaRavia has been one of the best pickups and most underrated pickups from this past offseason. He's been a great role player all year for the Lakers, playing in all 82 games in a regular season. LaRavia has been averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal per game while shooting 46 from the field, 32 from 3, and 76 from the line. And Jake will certainly need to be able to knock down his shots at a consistent rate when he is open. And he will have to be at the top of his game defensively, as he will likely be matched up with Amen Thompson and Kevin Durant most of the time on defense. And for the Rockets, Tari Eason has had a bit of an up and down season, but he is a vital part of the Rockets' success as they don't have a ton of depth, and he will need to play well for them to advance. Eason has been averaging 11 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal in the regular season, while shooting 42 from the field, 36 from 3, and 78 from the line. And Tari is a great defender with great athleticism, and he will likely be matched up on LeBron and Luka if he returns at some point during the series. And both of these guys certainly have the ability to swing this series in favor of their team. And wrapping things up here, I think this series is certainly one of the more interesting series in terms of storylines. You have two of the greatest players of all time in LeBron James and Kevin Durant. You have the injuries to Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves that will certainly impact the series in a major way. And I think it will be super intriguing and interesting to see how JJ Redick and the Lakers will have to game plan around not having another proven scoring option other than LeBron, and how they will operate on offense when either, he is getting double teamed or when he's not in the game. And Houston will certainly have the size and rebounding advantage and will definitely need to use their physicality in order to impose their will on both ends of the floor. And obviously, I wish that both of the teams were at full strengths, but I do think that the series will still be entertaining and competitive. If the Lakers were at full strength, I think I would take them to win this series. However, that is not the case. So my overall series prediction will be the Houston Rockets winning 4-2 over the Los Angeles Lakers in this series, just due to them, having more proven scoring options, having a little bit more experience in the regular season and in the playoffs together. And I just think that it will come down to the Lakers not being able to find another reliable scoring option other than LeBron. So that is going to be it for me today. Thank you all for watching. And if you did enjoy, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next time. Peace.